YouTube and Twitch. And there we go. We're gonna piss off some people today. Everyone's like all up on the hot food nuts. It's all good. All right. That intro's a little long. Welcome to the Mad Suit Podcast. I'm your host, Fat Boy Happy. We got Cyclops in the house. And what's going on, brother?
Nice, crappy, rainy day.
Yeah, it's finally getting cold in Texas. And as a fat guy, I fucking love it. I sleep so much better when it's cold. Quick question, though, while we're talking about that. I know we talked about it earlier, but before the podcast, I am the type that even if it's 30 degrees outside, I still like to have my AC on 69, fans on everywhere. I like it cold as fuck because I can sleep better. Are you the same way?
Yeah, pretty much. I might have the AC a little higher than that, but I like the white noise of the fan. I don't like dead silence. Dead silence is hard to sleep because I start hearing little creaks and cracks, house settling and stuff, and you're thinking, all kinds of things. So I just rather
you do tend to hear that a lot. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Well, while we're up here, let's go and hit the news from around the world. So the first topic today: Hawk Tuah girl scamming fans. Supposedly, we're gonna say supposedly here. Supposedly scamming fans. She came out with I don't know how you would describe it because I'm not really educated into this stuff, but I guess a type of what would you call it? Like a Hawk Tuah coin that people can invest in or something?
So you got your cryptocurrency. The first main one was Bitcoin, right? And then you had Ethereum, and you have all these other coins and stuff. But now every freaking celebrity is coming out with their own coin with their name on it or whatever. And it's all digital currency, and it's usually something shady behind it.
Right. Well, apparently she came out with one, and there was I want to say $30 million worth of, I don't know what you call investments, I guess. And then she just shut it down and took the money or something. I don't really know how that works, but apparently what she did is getting the attraction of lawyers from all over the country to see if she did anything illegal. So, and I got to be honest with you, man, I don't feel bad for anybody who invested in that because you're literally investing an idea into someone who got famous for talking about spitting on cock, pretty much. I mean, I don't feel sorry for anyone who invested in that, but moving on to the next one. Our beloved Broncos are 8-5. They have a bye week this week. That Monday night game against the Browns was arguably one of the best, at least the most entertaining Monday night football that's been on in a while. How are you feeling about the Broncos' chances of making the playoffs?
I'm still a little stressed because the past few years we thought we had something going there, and
right,
it didn't work out. So I'm just nervous. I want to actually get through the past few weeks and then clinch a playoff berth and then see what they can do. I think it's a lot better than the last 8-9 years or whatever. But
absolutely, this has been the best season the Broncos have had since we won the Super Bowl with Peyton Manning. So, yes. I think the biggest game is going to be next week against the Colts because the Colts are right there. They're in the hunt for the last wild card spot, and we have the last wild card spot as it stands right now. So I think that Colts game is going to be fucking huge. I'm confident we might keep. I want to say as a fan that we're going to get a playoff berth. I want to see it happen, especially because everyone had the Broncos winning no more than 3 games, 4 games at the most, and we're already 8-5.
Yeah.
So
those people didn't know what they were talking about because historically speaking, Sean Payton hadn't. I don't think he's ever lost like. I think his worst record's like 7-9, so he's never lost
Yeah.
that type of
So
game.
it's looking good. So it's definitely looking good so far. So let's hope the success continues. Moving on. United Healthcare CEO assassinated in New York a couple days ago. This is like the biggest news as it stands right now. You can go on Twitter and see the footage. And I mean, dude, if you haven't already, we'll go on Twitter and just search it up. They show the whole video because it was caught on camera. The CEO is walking down the sidewalk, and you can see someone just out of the blue. They're saying that this dude was like sitting there waiting for a minute and just comes out with a handgun that has a silencer, shoots him from behind, and then shoots him again, grabs a city bike and just strolls off. It looked like a professional hit. Cyclops, are you surprised that people are getting fed up with these CEOs of these health companies?
No, but there's part of me that wonders, was there something else going on there? There's a lot of rumors and conspiracies that this guy knew stuff about Congress and things that they were doing, and he was going to rat them out. And who really knows if this guy? My only thing is, I saw people on there kind of cheering his death, and I think that kind of gives you bad karma when you do that. But at the same point, this guy was leading a healthcare company that was known for cutting off people when they needed it the most. So I see both points. I don't think it's I don't know. I just think that's bad karma to wish somebody dead. And at the end of the day, you don't really know. Like, is he the guy responsible? Was he behind the scenes trying to make some changes? We really don't know, do we?
We really don't know. And I think it's also, I agree with you. I think glorifying an assassination like that can lead to bad karma. There's also people on Twitter and on these other social media sites that are posting pictures of other CEOs of other healthcare companies in a nonchalant way of trying to promote, like, hey, here's the next victim, right? But like you said, we don't know. Go ahead.
Those people could end up in prison themselves if somebody goes out and does like a copycat crime or something like that. And they posted this stuff and they have these little innuendos and whatnot. Then they could be held liable.
Yeah, absolutely. And people don't think like that until it's too late. And then if something like that were to happen, then someone's going to sit there and be like, "Oh, they're picking on me because I identify as a he tree or some shit," and it's really just because you're a fucking idiot and you were glorifying, assassination attempts on people. But going back to what you said earlier, we don't know if the CEO was trying to make changes behind the scenes, and at the same time, maybe. I mean, that United Healthcare is like, it has the highest percentage of denials when it comes to like treatment. Like they deny more people than anybody. So this could be a case of maybe that CEO, like you said, knew something that was going on behind the scenes and they wanted them silent. This could be a son who was avenging a parent's death because they got denied healthcare and all that. We don't know, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be more info coming out as time goes on. But yeah, that shit's crazy though. I just don't. And to sit there and do it like out in the public like that in the morning, it was like 7:00 in the morning. He was there for some kind of meeting at that exact building where he got gunned down at. So someone did some research on that, but we'll see what happens. We'll see if they ever catch the guy. I don't think anyone's going to be talking though, but moving on. So not too long ago, California saw a huge earthquake happening. What do you know about that, Cyclops?
I think that happened off the coast of San Francisco. Like, it happened in the ocean, but they still felt it. There's some videos out there where you can see these hotels and high-rise buildings. You can see a lot of shaking going on and stuff. They had issued a tsunami warning and then they canceled it. But California hasn't had that. They haven't had the big one in what was it? Mid '90s they had that big one. That was the
I
last big
think
one I remember.
so. I know I was told that when I was a baby, I lived in California. And I mean, I'm talking about when I was a baby, like the same year I was born is when California had a good size earthquake also. But of course, I was a baby, I don't remember. But
They
yeah, I
had that
want to
one at
say
the
it was
World Series too.
yeah.
You
There's
remember
that.
that?
I saw footage of people's pools in their backyard. Like the whole pool was like waving and stuff. So that's kind of serious, especially when when you think about it. If a tsunami were to come through and hit California, how devastating would that be? That'd be huge.
It could
So
have
they
been really
better.
bad.
It would be pretty bad, but good. Luckily, no one got hurt, as far as I know. So it was just like a wake up call from Earth saying, "Hey, if I want to, I can fuck with you, but I'm not going to today." But anyway, that's the news around the world. Um, so this week has been pretty big on things that pissed us off this week. Um,
It's always big.
I'll start off. This one's not on the list that we made, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. So, yesterday, o'clock in the morning, I couldn't sleep. So, I went ahead and decided I'm going to go in early, get some things done. And as I was driving, it was like, now keep in mind, this is like around 1:30 in the morning. Okay. Going down this road, you know it, 116. There's a one lane going this way, another lane going the opposite way. And this car decides to veer, not like dramatically. I realized they're not paying attention. And I had to like actually drive the car off the road. And my all my lights came on when I came to a stop and all that shit. But that kind of pissed me off because it's like me and you worked at the same place for the same company rather for many years. We have worked long ass hours. We know there have been times where if we were too tired to drive, we were smart enough to pull over, right? Maybe stretch out, maybe take a nap, maybe pull up at a gas station. I've slept at fucking rest stops, right? Because I was
Walmart.
too tired. I was smart enough to know that. And this individual was not smart enough, decided, well, I'm only 35 minutes away. Maybe I can make it home. But he almost got me killed. So to the guy who fucking almost got me killed, go fuck yourself. Hold on. And go fuck yourself again, because that shit pissed me the fuck off. Anyway, moving on. What do you know about this trend about borax, the laundry soap?
Apparently, this is I don't know, TikTok, Instagram trend or whatever, where people are saying that if
Mm.
you take a spoonful of this poisonous substance, that I guess it has health benefits. I really didn't research it any further than that. I just thought it was retarded. And sorry if I use that word, man. I know that's not an appropriate word anymore,
I've
right?
said it.
But
I've said it.
anyway, no, this is insanely stupid, and this could get people killed. This could get people in the hospital, and you already have dumb teenagers with the Tide Pods a few years ago. But the thing is there's people like on here claiming that this crap has health benefits. Like, there's no health benefits to eating soap.
Not at all.
Okay, come on,
Not at all.
come on now. I think it
Yeah,
causes.
that's stupid.
I think it causes your kidneys to fail. So
Yeah, that can't be a good thing if something causes your kidneys to fail. So to
yeah.
all you people that are consuming borax laundry soap because you think it's got benefits, go fuck yourself. Moving on to the next item. Crypto crooks. Um, we touched up on this slightly at the chance that Hawk Tuah girl could be a crypto crook. What do you have to say about crypto crooks?
Okay,
Crooks.
so have you ever had a bunch of weird people follow you with zero like friends or anything on X, where and then they're talking about some crypto coin or And like there's all these scammers out there, and then these celebrities.
Yeah.
Another one is Andrew Tate that all of a sudden has his own crypto coin, and like to me, it's just all like, I don't. Where's the money going? You know. And there's a guy named CoffeeZilla, big YouTuber. He calls all these scammers out on their BS, and people get butthurt when he calls them out. But I think actually, you know, and we talked about it before, we hate YouTubers, like for the most part. The irony is that we are YouTubers, but we hate most of them.
Right. Yeah. But the difference between us and them is we're not trying to scam people out of anything. Like we literally have this YouTube channel to talk shit about stuff that's pissing us off. We're not trying to scam anybody.
But I actually respect that CoffeeZilla guy, because he's actually trying to save people money.
Right.
You know. So really, it's just there's a lot of it on Twitter and other places. And I dabbled in that NFT stuff for a minute. I spent a couple $100, realized it was a waste of time and money. So I got out pretty safe compared to people who, you know, lost thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. I realized after a little bit, I was like, this is a waste. I'm not doing this again.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I think it's a waste of time. So it's all you people out there that are trying to scam people into cryptocurrencies and not being legit and just being a bunch of dickheads. This one is you can go fuck yourself. Moving on to the next item that pissed us off. Banana art. Cyclops, tell me about banana art.
Apparently there's this banana that was duct taped to a wall that somebody called art. And I guess they paid millions of dollars for it. I didn't even want to look at how much it was. It was just so stupid that I'm just like, have we, like, I think that like a kindergartner's art is better than the banana on the wall. Like, that's the worst thing I've ever seen.
Now, was that something that could have been like a prank or something to see if it would sell, or was that like something like a legit thing?
Somebody actually paid for it, I guess. Like I know it resurfaced. I don't know if somebody rebought it or whatever, but that story came out a few years ago where somebody did that, and I'm like, I think I don't know. I give up sometimes, man. I just
like, why would anybody look at a banana duct taped to a wall and say, man, I gotta spend a couple million on that shit, knowing damn well the banana's not going to be there forever? You know what I mean?
It's gonna rot, right?
It's gotta rot, right? The fucking tape's not gonna last forever. Shit. I don't know who to dedicate this fuck you to. I'm gonna say the person who spent the money on a banana and duct tape probably deserves this. Go fuck yourself. Because I'm not gonna lie, if I can fucking do something stupid like that and make a couple million, I'm gonna fucking do it in a heartbeat. But anyway, moving on to the next item. This is something that pissed me off recently. I don't know what it's called, but it seems like every time I go on the web just to look at shit, I'm seeing that there's more and more pronouns out there. And it just pissed me off because there's some celebrity. It's not like an A-list celebrity, but either way, it's an actress. I don't know her name, and I don't even know the pronoun. But apparently, she's coming out, and it's like a new pronoun that I never heard of before. And there's like another person who's not a celebrity who posted a video on TikTok saying that it took them 30 years to discover. And then it's like insert pronoun here. I never heard of it before. And I'm getting fucking annoyed with all these pronouns because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. And this is my opinion only. I'm only speaking for myself, and I'm going to get hate. And if I do, oh, the fuck well. Okay. But if at the end of the day, there's two genders, right? Either you have a dick or you have a vagina, right? If you have a dick, you're a guy. If you have a vagina, you're a girl. Okay? It's not about what you feel like you might identify as. It's what you feel in between your legs. Okay? So it's all you fucking idiots out there that want to make up even more pronouns because you're feeling some kind of way. It's getting annoying, but you can go fuck yourself. Okay. I know that's going to piss some people off. I don't care. Moving on. Cyclops, what's your beef with family
Not all family, but some family,
in general?
some coworkers, friends, ex-friends, whatever you want to call them. These people that
Right.
hardly reach out to you, never really hung out with you in your entire life. But then there's this one day out of the blue, they text you this really long spiel, and they're telling you to get all this stuff together for them and do this and this and that. And so I'm like this. I know if I needed a favor, you'd help me out, and vice versa.
Yeah, we've done that.
But, so with this certain relative, and the thing he asked me to do, if the roles were reversed, he wouldn't do it. And that's the thing. It's like, so if he's not gonna do it, well then neither am I. And
yeah.
Like I think people are obligated a lot. They think they got to help out their family. No, you don't.
Right.
If they've been there for you, sure, you should.
Right.
But if they haven't, then no.
Yeah.
Like, you don't owe them anything. And the thing is like they're wanting you to take time out of your busy day to go and look for their stuff or do whatever they're asking, but they sure as heck ain't going to do it for you.
You know what? I 100% agree. So I have been there for people, and people have been there for me, right? Shout out to the Outsiders, by the way. But anyway, it was just like earlier today. I have a friend that I saw on Facebook who said that they were enjoying a night out by themselves. So I just simply sent a message asking her, "Hey, you okay? Why are you by yourself?" And she explained it. And I was like, "All right, I'm just checking up on you." You know, just little shit like that. You always have to ask yourself, who is checking up on you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, when I say the Outsiders, that's a couple of guys that I work with at work. That is the label that we were given, so we roll with it, right? We check on each other all the time. Me and you, we've worked together at the job that I'm currently at, that you retired from, and we've known each other for almost 20 years now, if not more.
Yeah.
And we've been there for each other, right?
Yeah.
And I'm noticing as I get older that family isn't just necessarily blood, but it's just who's been there for you. So I strongly recommend everyone who's listening to sit back and think, who has checked up on you? Now, am I guilty of not checking up on family? Absolutely. You know, but I mean, I'm busy, you know what I mean? Like, I got a job, I got shit going on. Hernia almost died.
You're not going to ask a family member out of the blue that you don't talk to that much just for a really long drawn out favor.
No, I'm not gonna, like, okay, I will gladly put this out there. I do have a sister. I have sisters that I just don't talk to. You know, we don't hate each other. We just don't talk all the time because I didn't grow up with them. But I'm not gonna call one of my sisters out of the blue and ask for a huge fucking favor. You know what I mean? It's just weird. You know what I mean? No offense to her or anything. You know, I got nothing but love for her, but it's just, I'm just not gonna do that. So to all you people out there who like to take advantage of people and not look out for the people that matter, I got something for you. Go fuck yourself. That concludes what pissed us off this week. Tune in every week when we vent on what pissed us off. Now, in the meantime, we're going to go into the next segment of our top 5. We always pick a top 5 of the week. It's kind of like friends kind of shooting the shit. And this week's top 5 is going to be the you got comedians that have worked together numerous times, and it's just one of those things. Like, they always work together. You know what I mean? And that can also maybe be cartoons as well. You know, we're gonna cartoon duo had an impact on our lives in some shape, way, or another. So Cyclops, why don't you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Oh, there you go. I guess we're having some technical difficulties. What is your number 5 greatest comedy duo of all time?
I am going to say Dante and Randall from Clerks.
Oh, yes. Clerks is a classic.
The first 2 movies. Forget the third one exists.
Of course. Now, yeah, the third one, we're not even going to fucking talk about that one. Classic duo. My number 5 greatest comedy duo of all time is going to have to be Beavis and Butthead. Beavis and Butthead, to me, classic, right? The epitome of the 90s. I think it just speaks for itself. What's your number 4?
Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor.
Oh,
all those movies.
Classic.
Hear No Evil.
Well, yeah, they made what? See No Evil, Hear No Evil, Stir Crazy.
Yeah.
Silver Streak. I think there's like another one or two.
Hilarious movies.
Classic fucking ones. Greatest comedy duo of all time is going to have to be Jay and Silent Bob.
Same movie. Interesting.
Jay and Silent Bob. Yeah, same movie, different characters. Again, the epitome of early mid 2000s. I think their shit was fucking hilarious. Cyclops, what's your number 3 on your top 5?
I'm gonna go Wayne and Garth. Mike Myers, Dana Carvey.
Oh, the epitome of the 90s. Again, that is a classic duo. I like it a lot. Yeah, I can't even argue with that one.
Both movies were funny. Not often you can say.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Funny,
they were. Yeah, for sure. My next one on the list, my number 3 of my top 5 of all time is Gene Wilder, Richard Pryor. I had them same list as you, but I had them just a little bit higher.
Okay.
So
can't argue.
What's your number 2?
Beavis and Butthead. It's like we got the same.
Can't argue with it.
Oh,
nice.
I even think the new show is funny. It
is
funny. Like they got old Beavis.
It is. That's not a bad one.
They got old Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
And to me, that was like they're in their 40s and they're losers and they kind of live in an apartment. Yeah, they're funny.
This one on my list is going to be. We are having some technical difficulties. I'm coming in and out. You're coming in and out. So we're just going to run with it. Okay. It might be this weather. But anyway, my next one on my list is going to be the Blues Brothers, John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd. You cannot get better than that. What do you think of that pick?
Oh, it's an excellent pick. And to prove your point, you remember when they made that one Blues Brothers movie after John Belushi died and it was John Goodman and Dan Aykroyd? Just didn't work.
It's not the same. Not the same. Didn't have the same vibes. That was an epic fail. And nothing against John Goodman, because I love me some John Goodman, but
I like King Ralph.
King Ralph. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. What's your number 2 on your top 5 greatest comedy duos of all time?
Well, this is number 1 for me. Cheech and Chong.
Oh, I'm skipping shit. What is it?
Cheech and Chong.
Oh, okay. Number 1. I mean, you literally can't argue with that one. And it was really hard for me to not have them in my top 5. But I mean, top 5s are hard, man. Because if you were to do a top 10, that's easier. But top 5 is hard to do. But they are a fucking classic. They still have a cult following till this day. They're even on Call of Duty as characters that you can play on. They've had a huge impact on the community and all that. So that's a solid pick. My number one greatest comedy duo of all time is Farley and Spade.
Classic.
Farley, and you can't go wrong with it. They were both, when you team them up together, they were just an amazing comedy team. So that was actually that rounds out my top five. I think that was a good top five. I don't know what the top five is going to be next week, but it's going to be something. But anyway, I think now we're going to go into our weekly thing that we get into with conspiracy theories. We talk about various conspiracy theories, decide whether or not we think it's legit or not, and whatever. So dead internet conspiracy. Okay. So the dead internet conspiracy is pretty much what it says is AI is putting content out there on the internet to get likes, comments, and shares, because the more interaction a story gets, the more money it makes. And so that's what the dead internet conspiracy is. AI is the ones coming up with all these storylines pure for the sole purpose of getting attention, which in general, as you know, on the internet makes money. What do you think? Do you think that could be something that could be legit going on? Do you think, or do you think it's bullshit?
I think if it hasn't happened, we're close, because if you interact, I showed you this before, how we interact with Chat GPT and how it has almost like cognitive abilities, and the answers it's giving, like it used to be robotic. You ask these things a question and it was very generic and very non-specific. Now you ask that thing a question, you can start having a conversation. You can ask your little Meta AI or whatever, hey, how are you doing today? I'm doing great. And it starts having a conversation with you like you're a person.
It's kind of scary, ain't it?
Person. And so I feel like if it's not there yet, it could be. My only thing is it going to be like, is it going to turn against humans at some point? Or is it going to just manipulate humans?
I mean, look, you got people out there who can hack into the Pentagon's computers, military computers, and all that from the 90s. Can you imagine what an AI computer that can think for itself can do? I mean, it's already running around on the internet and whatnot. I don't think the internet itself is coming up with stories for clickbait. I do think there are people out there that are using AI to create content for clickbait. Is that happening? Absolutely. I mean, dude, you showed me. We can use AI and give it 2 sentences of a topic, and it can create a whole book in seconds. Yep. So what's to say that people aren't using AI to create clickbait just for the sole purpose of getting clicks, likes, and shares? Because as you know, like on TikTok and all that, the more clicks and shares and likes you get, the more money you're going to generate. So why not have AI do all the hard work for you? You just kind of sit back and just watch the money flow. So do I think the dead internet theory exists? I think in a certain way it does. You know, maybe there's a version of it. But does AI thinking for itself and doing it on its own? Absolutely not. But I do think there are human interactions with AI that's creating clickbait for money purposes. And I mean, let's be honest. If me and you can sit there and tell an AI, hey, make a story about this, 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 and this, and then it generates a story, and then all of a sudden we make money off of it, hey, why not, right? So a part of me says legit. Another part of me says bullshit. Would you agree on that?
Yeah, I will say that you can look this up. There is this robot called Moxie, and it's for like little kids that can't talk, or maybe they're shy or autistic or whatever. And that robot teaches them how to interact, and that robot has conversations with them, and that robot feels like the robot's alive, the way it's talking to these kids.
Whoa.
Yeah, so that stuff, I mean, it's just wild how advanced the AI really
What was
is.
that movie that came out where they had that it was just recent. It's like a kind of like a horror movie where it's like a doll that is like made for kids, and then like the doll gets attached to the kid and like starts killing people. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what a lot of people were thinking about with that robot. People were kind of making jokes in the comment section about that
But
movie.
that could happen though.
Yeah.
But that could happen. I mean, so let me ask you this. Let's say money isn't an issue. Okay. Would you buy a doll that is ran AI, but it's a doll, but it can still walk around and do stuff around the house for you? Would you buy that knowing that it's got a program where you tell it to protect you at all costs and it does? Would that be something you would invest in?
I don't know, because how do you prevent it from being reprogrammed to turn on you or something of that nature? There's a lot of concerns with that.
There is.
I don't know. I mean, it feels like that could be flipped and used against you.
It could. If there was a way for it to not be flipped against me, and I can like give it an order, like, hey, protect me and my house at all times, or me, my house, and everyone that's in the house, protect me at all times. I think that'd be a good investment.
Yeah, I mean, I have the smart washer and dryer, and I already get texts from the washer and dryer. It's like, hey, your clothes have been in here for 30 minutes. Like, come get them, basically.
Damn.
So it's weird, because especially the dryer is really impatient.
Apparently. And, you know, speaking of like, you know, AI and technology and all that, hackers and all that, did you know that they're giving out a warning for people in the United States for Apple and like the iPhones, and I don't know what the other fucking phone is, but like they're telling people not to text each other because China is like hacking into our text messages now. But like, how can you tell America not to text each other? Like, that's how people live.
They're gonna get a lot of bad memes from us.
Yeah, they're gonna be pretty offended.
Wasting their time.
Yeah, pretty much. Speaking of conspiracy theories, we have another one that's more serious, and it's a legit conspiracy. It's just a matter of what version do you believe. And this is the 9/11 conspiracy. See, now we're getting into the shit that happened, that there is a conspiracy. You just don't know which version to believe, right? So, as everyone may know, 9/11 was probably the most traumatic event in this country. 2 airplanes hit the World Trade Centers, killed thousands of American lives. And then they're from hijacked airplanes from terrorists. And there was another airplane, I think it was like Flight 93 or something, that was on its way to the Pentagon, and people on that plane prevented it from happening and ended up crashing into a field. So what you saw on TV is 2 planes hitting the towers. After a while, the towers fell straight down, right?
And that fourth plane did hit the Pentagon.
Oh, yeah, you're right. No, you're right. Yeah, there was a plane that hit the Pentagon, and then another plane didn't hit anything. Right, you're right. Right, you're right. My bad. So the conspiracy theory is, well, one of them, I guess, is the government had something to do with the Twin Towers, right? And that's pretty much the conspiracy theory, but there's like different versions. I mean, you can find a million versions of it. The most popular one is that the government had something to do with it. And here's why. So, one, the owner of the Twin Towers, which I think was a company, but you go high up enough in a company, there's always one person in charge, right? And the day before or the week before, this person put out an insurance policy on the buildings in the effect that they get attacked by terrorism. So that's a big coincidence, right? A week before the biggest terrorist attack happens, you put a policy out to protect your assets from a terrorist attack. Also, there isn't enough fuel or any kind of fuel known to man that can melt the metal that was used to build those towers. But that's what the government's saying is, hey, the towers fell because all the jet fuel and stuff got so hot and it melted the blah 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 and fucking towers fell. And you can watch the footage of the towers falling. They fall straight down, which is a sign of demolition, not from a plane attack. And there are demolition experts that say the way they fell, they're like any other building. If you watch, you know how they always destroy the football stadiums when they build a new one? It's like you watch it fall, and the Twin Towers fell the exact same way. And you got people that were on the ground or near the towers before they fell, and a lot of them were saying they heard like 2 or 3 blasts prior to the airplane. You know what I mean? And there's like another part of the conspiracy that says that there was rockets. Like there's some footage that someone says they caught a rocket hitting one of the towers. I haven't seen that one. I don't really believe that one. Cyclops. Building 7, right.
The other building.
So, Cyclops, what is your opinion on 9/11? Do you think it was terrorist attack, or do you kind of lean towards the demolition part of it?
I can't prove either way, but
I can't either.
But like, it does seem like there were warning signs ahead of time something was going to happen, and nobody acted on it. Nobody really took it seriously or whatever. But the other issues I have is that we're led to believe that a couple of guys with box cutters took over planes, and their only flying experience wasn't like flight simulator games or something like that, or like a limited amount of training they did, and that they actually like took controls of these planes and flew them at a low altitude and like pinpoint accuracy hit these towers. So, and then I wonder about the cell phones working in those conditions, because I thought that cell phones didn't work at high altitudes.
I mean, they don't.
Well, so some of these things, I just have questions. I'm not going to sit here and say I know what happened, but to me,
right,
there's a lot of problems with this one. There was always a lot of problems.
So let me ask you this. So I really need you to think about this, okay? When it comes to the 9/11 attacks, who benefited the most from those attacks, right? So here's my theory.
Those government contract companies.
Government contract companies. That's exactly where I was going to go. So you got government contract companies like the ones that make weapons, ammunition, tanks, things like that. You got government contractors like security, like if the military doesn't want to get their hands dirty, let's go with the for hire mercenaries, and all that. And I just think that, like, I don't know, man, something, like I said, I can't prove either way, but there's just too many holes in the story that makes me believe that it was just a terrorist attack. There's more to it.
And so all these alleged terrorists were from what, Saudi Arabia?
I think so, yeah.
Or somewhere, most of them were there. And so we go attack Iraq. And Iraq there was nothing, as far as I know, Iraq didn't have anything to do with it.
Right.
It was all Osama bin Laden and the Taliban. It was based in Afghanistan.
Correct.
So, which they didn't get bin Laden until Obama comes in.
Right.
But
and here's the thing also, it's like, now if you want to go down the rabbit hole, right? So did you know that the Bush family, obviously, I think everyone knows the Bush family has been involved in the oil trade for fucking ever, right? Um, but did you also know that the Bush family had business agreements with the Bin Laden family when it comes to oil? So I think it's a coincidence that when Bush was in office, couldn't find Osama bin Laden. Oh, 8 foot of him, could not find him anywhere. But then as soon as Barack goes in the president, boy, I found him that fucking quick, right? It's a coinkadink. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm not buying the story that was given to us. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to fill in the blanks and say it was lined with explosives because to me that's pretty far fetched in its own.
It could be. It could be. It could be.
How do you line a building with explosives without anybody
without being caught?
Yeah,
I mean,
the building
true.
7, the building 7 thing is weird though because how the heck did it just
all of a sudden?
Like I don't know. I have
it's
a lot
weird.
About it.
There's a lot of holes. There's a lot of holes, and I seriously doubt we're gonna ever find out the truth. But I think we can.
It's plausible.
Yeah, I think as far as the conspiracy, I think we can both agree that there is a conspiracy going on. We just don't know what exactly it is because what we were told from the government is a bunch of bullshit. I think we can agree on that. What we were told is not true. What the truth is, we may never know. It is unfortunate, but that is our conspiracy theory section of the day. And if you guys have any ideas on other the what now?
I said we might get canceled for that one, but just talking about it.
I mean, it's not like we only got 7 subscribers. Like we only got 7 subscribers. Like we're gonna be fine. Anyway, moving on to the next, we have fan interaction. Some people thought that me going off on that dude last week about the Broncos was funny. So hopefully we don't get no hate like that. But anyway, our first comes from Jose. He writes, "Y'all got lucky in the Browns game."
He's not lying.
What do you think, Cyclops? Did we get lucky?
I mean, the Jameis Winston throwing that interception at the end, that was a little bit. I mean, the Broncos have had bad luck for a long time. So,
yeah,
I'll take a little luck. So what?
I'll take a little bit of luck. And like I said, beginning of the show, that game was like the most entertaining Monday night game I've seen in a while. And it's not just because it's my Broncos. I mean, you had big plays like that pass to Mims for 90-something yards. That was huge. And then the next play, that large fucking pass to Judy for the Browns for a touchdown. I mean, it was back and forth, bro.
If Jameis Winston could figure out how to not throw interceptions, he'd be the best quarterback in the league.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's always fun to watch him play, you know, and like when he does interviews, he's just a funny dude in general. Like that was just a really good fucking game. So I would have to agree, Jose. We did get lucky. Thanks for watching the show. Rose writes, favorite food to eat on a cold day. Do you have a favorite food you like to eat when it's cold as fuck outside?
Oh yeah, chili.
Chili's the best. What do you put? So like whenever I have chili, I always like to put a lot of shredded cheese, diced onions, and some hot sauce. What do you like putting on your chili?
A lot of that stuff too, but like mainly, I want it to be really spicy. Whatever I put in there, I'm going to make sure it's really hot.
So you're a spicy guy. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Also, I have this weird thing where I like to eat chili with tortillas.
Nothing wrong with that.
I don't know. Like this growing up, every time we had chili, I'd break off a piece of tortilla in half, fold it, and fill it with fucking chili, and just eat it. Like that's just how it's always been.
I always use cornbread too.
Cornbread. Oh yeah, you put the cornbread in the bowl and then dump the chili on top of it. It's fucking great. I agree with you on a cold. Oh, go ahead.
With or without beans?
With beans.
Yeah. See, like the like traditional chili cook-offs, they don't use beans, and they're like
Not
totally
at all.
they're offended if you even bring up
Yeah.
beans.
So like, I like beans with my chili if I'm eating a bowl of chili.
Yeah, I
If
do too.
if I'm eating chili cheese dogs, it's with no beans.
Yeah.
That's just how I am. On a cold day, I do like chili. Man, that's gonna be hard to beat. I do like chili on a cold day. I also like spaghetti.
Yeah.
Give me a bowl of spaghetti, and I'm good with cheese bread. But although I can eat all kinds of spaghetti sauce, there's one flavor that I prefer over any and all spaghetti sauce, and that is vodka sauce. Have you ever had spaghetti with vodka sauce?
No, I have not. I'll have to try that.
Do your life a favor and go to whatever grocery store you go to, and get the I think it's called Brotelli or Brotello brand of vodka sauce. It is fucking wonderful. So get that. So my thing is spaghetti. Number 2 be chili for sure. So that's what I like on a cold day. Moving on to the next, we got John that says E.T. is underrated. No, he's talking about the movie. Because last week we did most underrated movies of all time. I'm not gonna call E.T. an underrated movie because it's considered a classic. Would you agree with that?
I thought it was like a super blockbuster, mega hit. But since he did mention E.T.,
oh shit, here we go.
figure
Oh shit,
the Henry Thomas autographed E.T. pop.
that's badass. Autographed and everything.
Yeah, the kid that played E.T., who I guess he's probably like 50 now or whatever. But
Right. No, that's pretty badass. And no, it's not an underrated movie because it was a huge hit. One of the biggest movies, one of the biggest movies of all time. But definitely, I would have to say top 3 biggest movie of the 80s for sure. If you were a fucking kid in the 80s, you fucking watched that movie religiously. And that movie pretty much got you into aliens in space and all that shit. At least for me, it did. So I'm gonna go with no. It's not underrated. It's actually one of the greatest movies of all time. John, you're a fucking idiot. Go fuck yourself. But thank you for watching the show. Like every episode, we do end every show with a quote or advice of the week. This one's simple. Take it how you will. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you have a good thing going, don't change anything. If you have good habits that you're benefiting from, don't change it. If you got something good going on, just roll with it. Don't overthink it. Just enjoy life. And as always, tune in every Saturday, 7:00. Today we were a little late, but whatever. We're not perfect. But tune in every Saturday for a live episode of the Mad Soup Podcast. And please like, comment, share the show. And if you have any ideas, topics you want us to hit up, please let us know. Also, did I mention earlier about favoritism at the workplace at all? Did I mention that?
You might have forgot that one. Go with it.
So I'm gonna do this for Billy. Shout out Outsiders for Life. So this person wanted me to touch up on favoritism in the workplace. And do you have any experience, Cyclops, dealing with favoritism, whether you were the favorite or you weren't?
Yeah, I've been both.
Yeah.
And actually both suck. And here's why. Because if you are the favorite, everybody else hates you. If you're one of the ones on the bottom of the totem pole, then you're just getting screwed over every week.
Yeah, it's like a no-win situation, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. So in the job that I am currently working at, I have been not the favorite for a very long time, and that's like a whole other fucking episode that me and you can talk about because you have been a witness to some of that shit. But I'm glad that she got a brain tumor. But that's besides the point. You're right. Being the favorite sucks because everyone who is not benefiting in your glory is going to hate you. And on the flip side, if you're not the favorite, then you're getting fucked off because you're probably working a lot harder than the person who's being the favorite, but you're not being recognized, right? I have had that happen to me quite a few times. So to all you supervisors of whatever fucking company you're working for, if you're playing favoritism, which by the way, playing favoritism isn't a good thing. I'm going to give you a good example. At the place that we last worked at together, there was an officer who none of the other supervisors thought was going to do anything, would amount to anything. And I gave this officer a chance and they shined. I mean, they proved everybody wrong, right? And that was like my feel-good moment when I was a supervisor. But you have to give everybody a chance to shine. You know, you're not going to know if someone is a worthless piece of shit unless they show you that they're a worthless piece of shit. So it's all like, you go ahead.
So it's like a football team. You got a quarterback, maybe they're not playing well. That backup's never played. Let him
give them a shot.
See what
give them a shot. You never know. So it's all you supervisors out there that are not treating all your employees as equals and playing favoritism, whether it's because you're lazy or you want to get your dick sucked or whatever the fucking case may be. Go fuck yourself. I'm Fat Boy Happy. That's Cyclops. Thank you for tuning in. And as always, remember, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Fuck the Cowboys. And we are out. I like it. 4 Outsiders, baby.
For life.
There you go. I think that was a good one.
Yeah.